stick make. Got him again. Sideways in the mouth.
Yeah.
That's 2 casts in a row. See that little floating patch of grass right there?
Yeah.
It's 2 casts in a row I've got nailed on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about the challenge to me, you know. Look like he's on there, huh?
He is. He's swimming. He was swimming right at me.
Yeah.
Hey guys, just back at the shop putting things away from this morning on Guntersville. We had a really good morning bite. Once the sun got up, it got really hot. Water temperatures about 83, 84. Outside temperatures in the low 90s. First couple hours we did do really well. So a couple things you guys saw in the video that I did today. My 2 main weapons were topwater and a swim jig. So we got out there early. I was fishing some open water with patches of grass in it, seeing a lot of topwater action and a lot of blow-ups. So when I see that, the first thing that I'm going to pick up is my topwater bait. Now, outside of a frog, this is the only topwater bait that I'll throw. This is a Mega Bass Diamante X, colors bone, pearl bone, something like that. Any good stick bait like this will do. I particularly like this one just because I'm comfortable with the action and I know how to really work it. Something that I do different on my topwater from a lot of guys, as you can see, I run braided line. That's 40-pound braid, but I run about a 2-foot, anywhere from 15 to 20-pound monofilament leader. I do that for a couple reasons. First of all, with the braid, if you've tuned your reels correctly, you can get a lot of distance out of a cast and cover a lot of water with this topwater. The reason for the monofilament, if you run a 3 treble hooked lure like this on straight braid, you'll get a lot of foul hooking. You'll have the lure catch the line and ruin a lot of casts. So the monofilament kind of keeps that lure more in line and doesn't let it double back on itself quite as much and catch the line. The second reason I do that, running the braid, yes, you get a lot of distance out of your cast, but with the treble hooks, if you try to set with straight braid, you can rip the hooks out of the fish's mouth really easily and you'll miss a lot of fish. So looking at your line, monofilament has a lot more stretch in it than fluorocarbon, and it has significantly more than braid, which has no stretch. So that basically acts as a shock absorber. So when that fish grabs that topwater and goes under with it, it gives a little bit of delay and takes a little bit off of that hook set. So you'll get a lot better hookup ratio and you'll catch a lot more fish doing that. So once the topwater bite died out, I went to a swim jig. Now, fishing the grass, I'll do a few things, and you guys have fished Guntersville or are going to go to Guntersville know that it is loaded with grass. It is a heavy grass lake. So when I get in the grass, what I'm looking for is I want to see, are the bass down in the grass? Are they cruising the edges of it? Are they coming up higher in the grass? And what exactly are they feeding on? So I know right now we're in the second weekend of June. We're just coming off of the bluegill spawn. So these bass were hanging out in that 6 to 8 foot range and they were heavily keying in on bluegill. I wasn't seeing any shad pods or anything like that, and only seeing a handful of small bait fish, but it was seeing a ton of small bluegill in and around the grass. So when that happens, I'm either going to flip or run a jig. Particularly if they're after bluegill, I'm going to run a swim jig. This is what I run to imitate a bluegill in the grass. That's a Dirty Jigs 3/8 ounce swim jig, colors Alabama brim. A lot of guys will run for a trailer, they'll run a creature bait, something with like a twin tail grub or something that's got a lot of flair to it. I like to run a paddle tail swim bait. That's just a personal preference. I think it comes through cover better, and I think it gives a heavier thump in the water with that boot tail. What I do with this is I'll throw it out and I'll either burn it across the top of the grass, or I'll reel real slow and let it catch in the grass intentionally, and then kind of pop it off the grass and let it pause, and that's where I was getting a lot of my bites. You can run these in shad patterns, you can run them in your chartreuses and everything like that. Today is a good example of matching the hatch. They were going after bluegill very heavily, and that's almost the exact same size and profile of some of the small bluegill that were cruising around the grass. So definitely keep that in mind when you guys are fishing. Sometimes, most of the time, it's better to match the hatch and not just go with your favorite colors. Again, line on this one, I'll run braid, straight braid on my swim jigs. That's 40-pound braid. You're gonna get bit in grass. You're gonna need stout line that can cut through some of that milfoil, some of the hydrilla, and can get the bass out of there without worrying about breaking off. So yeah, if you guys are heading up to Guntersville right now, the fish are definitely moving out towards the ledges, but at least right now, and probably for the next week or two, there's still going to be a really good shallow bite. There's a good shallow bite on Guntersville year round, but they are keying in on bluegill. So if you guys go out there, definitely have your stick bait ready early and swim jig the rest of the day. They're really keying in on bluegill, or any grass lake that you guys are on right now that has a good bluegill population. Definitely try the swim jig out. So heading back to Black Warrior tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do some grass, continue with grass, maybe get into a little bit of punching, and then we'll have some more videos coming for you guys here soon. So if you like everything, like and subscribe, leave a comment, anything else you guys want to see, and stay tuned.